Hello, hello, hello. What is up? Welcome back to another episode of the Chelsea Road to Glory. And unfortunately for me, I am still on the web app, but I will soon be on console relatively soon, maybe by the end of this week. Hopefully, around this week or next week, we should be on console fully. But for right now, this is the last of the footage of the web app that I can capture because I think as of the time of recording, which is October 1st, the game is fully out, which means that most likely if I go back into the web app, it might ask me if I own the full game. I will try that out later at some point tomorrow or today to see if I can still get on, see if I can do any movements on the market, because we did spend our coins that you see on your screen right now. I think I have like 16k at that moment, but we did spend it to make our team, I think, which you will see, what we did. Try to get a starter team for right now that we can then go on to use in squad battles and rivals and stuff. And I think they said FUT Champs either starts next week or this week. It doesn't really matter for us because we don't have the game yet. But one thing is for sure, I'm kind of on the fence on whether or not I should spend some FIFA points when I do get the full game, because of the thumbnail that you guys saw, which has Thiago Silva flashback. And according to EA, I think I checked on Footban or whatever, that he's there for 13 days, maybe 14 days. So that's 2 weeks. And I'm wondering whether I should buy the FIFA points so I can do his SBC, or I wait until the very last day, and if I can do his SBC without spending points, I don't. But if I do need it, then I will. So it's a waiting game of what I want to do there. But one thing is for sure, I do want to complete the Thiago Silva SBC, and right now, according to Footbin and their prices, he's around 140,000 coins, which is something that we simply do not have. It is very expensive, and a lot of traders and a lot of content creators are telling you to shy away from him a bit because of that very high coin value price on his SBC, when there are other cheaper alternatives per se. Koulibaly is not over 100k yet that I saw when this SBC came out. There's also options of Akanji. Akanji is another option. Marquinhos might be another option. I don't know how expensive his team of the week is. I would imagine it's very expensive. But there is one thing right now that is considered to be OP, and that was the accelerate feature, which EA has implemented. I don't know exactly all the details, but I will describe it in much more detail once we get the Thiago Silva SBC. But to explain it very quickly, players have certain types of like running speeds and running advantages when it comes to the in-game gameplay, and they're all labeled based on their strength, agility, and their speed. And in some cases, when you apply for example, an anchor, you get to increase that player's speed, and you also increase that player's strength, which changes them into a lengthy category, which I don't remember the specifics of what lengthy and not lengthy is. But according to people on Twitter and according to content creators and traders, lengthy is very good, which is half of their explanation as to why Erling Haaland is very good in game, even though he's tall, lanky, but he can score goals, and they're trying to wonder why that is. And that is one of the explanations that they have. And I saw somebody apply an anchor to the Thiago Silva card to give him lengthy, which is very good apparently. But like I said, for right now, I don't know any of those specifics. I don't know what the gameplay is like. I haven't played it yet. I just have done some things on the web app and whatnot. So for right now, we are just in the waiting game because I'm waiting to get the game by the end of the week, hopefully, and we can fully get started on the console Road to Glory. For right now, obviously, it's still part of the Chelsea Road to Glory, but when it comes to web app and such things, there's not much really to show you in terms of content, I would say, because we can't grind squad battles to get packs. We can't grind rivals to get packs, especially on Thursdays. We miss out a lot on Thursdays. There's no coin boost that we can get. And even though we did collect the coin boost for the 5 games, we can't really use it yet until we actually get into the gameplay. But with that being said, in the beginning of the video, you guys saw the player items I sold. I did estimate in the last video that I would get around 40k. And it seems like I could have gotten that if I just had waited a bit longer, because I had bought Reece James for around 4k or something like that in the first episode, and I sold him for 6k, and then later in the week he ended up being 14k, so I could have gotten more. But the bottom line is that I did not invest that many Chelsea players with my coins. So if I were to have invested a lot more into Reece James instead of just thinking about, I only need one for my team, think about more. So I should probably go and buy 6 or 7 if I can, and then later wait until he rises up. But obviously I didn't know whether Reece James was that in demand or not. Obviously with the 81 pace as a fullback, he's not that desirable unless, the shadow is worth it or the anchor is worth it. And as of the details right now about lengthy and all that, anchor gives him that, which sounds very broken in game or something. It's very strong according to Twitter, but I personally do not have that experience to tell you whether or not that is the case. All I know is that he did go up, and I should have invested more into Reece James, and I probably could have double or tripled my coins very easily, but I missed that boat. But that is okay, because there are definitely a lot more investment opportunities that will come out as long as Chelsea do great. We're more likely to get some team of the weeks, and then if one of them gets into the team of the week and we obviously have their card, that card will be inflated, and then we just buy it back once it drops down again. So for example, Kai Havertz, if you bought Kai Havertz before his performance for Germany, he probably went up while his team of the week is in, and then once his team of the week comes out or is already out, then that gold Havertz will drop back down, and we'll just adjust to whatever the market price is needed for, depending on the supply and demands, because ultimately that's what controls majority of the prices. And now with the cross-gen, not cross-gen, but cross-gen and cross-platform market, it's going to get very expensive at a lot of the times, because usually Xbox is very cheap around certain things, and PlayStation is a lot more active in terms of trading. But now we're going to have the PlayStation boys and the Xbox boys all together into one giant tornado of a market. And that will essentially lead us to potentially make a lot more coins. And if I do end up deciding that I want the FIFA points for this Road to Glory, because there is no exception to my rule, it's as long as it's still a Chelsea Road to Glory, I can do whatever I want. But in the past, I didn't technically spend FIFA points. The previous year I did have FIFA points because of the Ultimate Edition, but the FIFA points you get is basically the amount of dollars you in the difference between the Ultimate Edition and the Standard Edition. That's basically what happened. They just added some extra stuff to make it look more valuable, but you actually ended up paying for those FIFA points anyways by paying that Ultimate Edition price. And considering the fact that we don't want to pre-order and there's no incentive to get the Ultimate Edition, we could spend that extra cash and get some FIFA points, maybe get some coins up, make some investments. You know, Giroud had the team of the week inform, which I don't know if informs will be as valuable as they were previous years. I still hope they are, because, you know, there's not much value in them if they don't get used for SBCs, and you know they really serve no other purpose, because most of the team of the week cards are not very good. So, you know, they gotta serve some other purpose. Hopefully EA don't, you know, throw team of the weeks out the window and still include them in SBCs and whatnot. And obviously we're still very early, but you know, there's still time, there's still moments for investments and whatnot. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and previous video. I'm trying to figure out what else to do for the time being, but you will see a lot more Chelsea content over the year. I do have my time taken up during the week, so the videos will mostly come out either a week after, or they'll come out that same day on the weekend, which means there will be no more Thursday videos. They just get shifted to the weekends. So, you know, hopefully schedule and things, you know, shape out and I can bring you guys the videos as quickly as I can. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.